Hey guys, and welcome to another Guardians of Wilt-Shire video. You're here with your host Luke, and this is another of my hobby vlogs. So following on from last week, you would have seen me assemble all of these guys, ready for spray. And as you can see, they're all looking primed and ready to go. So I mentioned in my last one that this week the focus would be on Iron Man and Black Widow. So I'll quickly show you just a brief overall some of the detail on the models. So here we have Iron Man. It should be pretty straightforward to paint. I think I'm just going to do covering in gold. I think it's Retributor armor from GW, and then go over the red where I need to and pick out some of the sort of more metallic colors in like the gaps, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Should be straightforward. Get the colours on, give it a wash, final highlight, done really. And again, another easy one, Black Widow. All that really needs doing are the flesh, so the face and the hands, the hair, which I'll probably do in Mephiston red, a wash, and then another highlight, and then I'm going to do the gold on the wrist bracelets and on the belt. So once that's had a wash, probably another highlight. Again, pretty straightforward, which is why I've chosen these two, to be honest, because there's few colours that need doing compared to some of the others, and as a starter I want to get these two done. So I'll probably come back next when the base colours are on and they're ready to go for a wash, just to see how they look before the inks go on, and probably hopefully show off a bit more of the detail. So I'm quickly going to come in now and show you a bit of progress. First with the Black Widow. Fairly straightforward. So just the flesh colours have been done, the hair has been done, and all the gold bits, so the belt and the bracelets. For the skin colours, I used Cadian flesh tone, so a darker tone than I normally do. I normally use Kislev flesh, which if you put them together you can see that the Cadian flesh tone is a lot darker, which is what I've wanted to do with these Marvel ones, to create more of a sort of comic book look, really, because after all that's what these are comic book characters. So that was pretty straightforward. I think I will do a wash of Agrax Earthshade on the face, the hands and the hair, and maybe a wash of non-oil on the gold and the suit. So I'm hoping that it's quite shiny already, the black, but I'm hoping that with the wash that it might make it look more like a leather suit, really. So I'm hoping that comes off. Once that's done, don't think there's much more to go, to be honest, with Black Widow. So that's that. With Iron Man, I did paint him all gold, so Retributor armor all over, and I've decided to go all over with Mephiston red. My thinking with this was, first of all, the colour is a lot richer than it would be if it was just Mephiston on the black sort of primer, and to make it sort of the shiny metal that you get with the Iron Man. So see, the character card is there. Obviously it's quite shiny because it's supposed to be metal. My plan is to use this. So Spirit Stone Red, technical paint from GW, and the effect is that you're supposed to paint on Stormhost Silver, and then this goes on to create sort of a ruby effect. Now I've got a test model here with a bit of a spare high elf I had, and that is just the red, Mephiston red, then coated with the Spirit Stone red there, which it doesn't look dry, but it actually is perfectly dry. So as you get the nice little gleam. So I'm hoping that that's what happens with Iron Man here. So I will probably come back in now and show you once that Spirit Stone's on, just to sort of make sure that it's fine going ahead before I start adding the gold and the silvers and all of the washes. So that's those two there at the minute, and I'll come back once Iron Man's been coated in Spirit Stone. So coming in quickly now just to show you the progress with Iron Man. As I told you, I would have put Spirit Stone red over the Mephiston red, and as you can see there is a bit of a shine to it now. It is a bit too shiny for me, but once I've got the rest of the gold on, as you can see, I've just started to put a few little bits of the gold on just to see what the colour would look like. Pretty happy with it. So I'm hoping that once the wash of probably Nuln Oil is on, it will look a lot better. Because at the minute it does look a bit too shiny, but there is sunlight coming through the window, so I don't know if that's really affecting it. Let's get it in a bit of a darker place. Yeah, that still looks a bit too shiny for me, but hopefully once, like I said, the wash is on, it'll look a bit better. And just quickly, Black Widow, I'm not sure if you've seen this, but she's now had all the washes done. There is a bit of a dark patch there just under her cheek, just by there, where the wash sort of, the Agraxis, they sort of pulled there. So that shouldn't take too much to sort out. And then I think literally I'm just going to pick out the eyes and call her done. And then it's on to the base. So yeah, I'll probably come back in once the rest of the gold and the wash is done, and both of them are ready to be based. So I think these guys are now ready to be based. Quickly show off Black Widow's face, if I can get some decent light. Yeah, so need to pick out the eyes, maybe sort out the last bit of the face, but yeah, she's ready for base. Iron Man is pretty much done. So as you can see, the red is now nice and shiny. Details are still picked out with the wash, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, that's better. So I didn't want to pick out the details too much. But yeah, I'm very happy with him, how he's come. With his I can't remember what they're called, his arc reactor in the middle and his repulsor on his hand and his eyes. I wasn't sure how to go about it. So I literally put on, I think it's called Calidor Sky as a sort of base colour, and then I just sort of layered on white. I think I can it pulls it off. That's a better light, there we go. Just because I've seen some people do it and it's made it look properly shiny, and it's done the outside areas as well, has a sort of glowing effect. I'm nowhere near that standard, to be honest, but I'm happy how he's turned out. Hopefully when he's based he'll look even better. So yeah, these two are now ready to be based, and I'll come back with the final product. And here we have the finished products. As you can see now, the bases are all done and they are, I'd say, tabletop ready. So Black Widow, you've probably seen, but I'll show you quickly a better shot of the face there with the eyes, which I'm not sure if I've showed you this, but yeah, there's her face. Very happy that's how that's turned out. I've done eyes on maybe 6 or 7 models at most, but even still, these are probably the best that I've done them. It was just literally in the sort of where the ink had pulled it in the eye socket, so to speak. I went over it again in, I think it was Mornfang Brown, so a lighter shade than I'm used to, I'm used to doing. But oh, come on, you had it then. No, it's not going to do again, but you saw it, and there was just a dot of powdered witch flesh on either side. Base, I did Mornfang Brown dry brush with Eshin Grey, and then just dry brush the actual stones you can see, and sort of lighter and lighter greys, and then just a bit of flock. Nice and easy, nothing too complicated. The flock probably needs a little bit more around it to make it a bit more detailed, so maybe some flowers like Dewey's done could work. And then there's Iron Man. He was pretty much finished. There's no point showing him off too much again. Base was done exactly the same way. Really like that the rims of these bases. Don't know why, just really like how they look with the Mornfang Brown on the rim. So that is those two. And I'll probably do certain bases in certain ways for different models. So for the other two Avengers are going to be in the same style. But for my Guardians, I'm thinking just greys and then the rims in black. Give it sort of a space feel. But those two done. My first two ever Marvel minis. I'll probably carry on with the two Avengers, so Thor and Captain America next, just so the set is then complete. Probably alongside some dwarves I've got to do for Lord of the Rings SPG. I've got an idea for an army for those guys to get stuck into, so they may go alongside those two. But that was my first hobby vlog for the Marvel miniatures. If you've got any questions about how I did these, or any comments on how I can improve them, especially the bases, I'm not 100% happy with the flock. So any tips you can give on how to improve those, let me know. Make sure you comment, like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back very soon.